All right, and we are live. Good evening, everyone. My name is Adrian Carmona. I am an intern here with the Varsity Sports Show from good old Gainesville, Florida. And today I'm glad to come back with you guys for the Varsity Live Pregame Show. Once again, we're going to have a lot of pregame segments, um, basically just talking about the games that are going to be occurring tonight in the Arizona West Coast area. So a lot of good stuff going on over there. And we also have a lot of special guests who are going to be here presenting these pregame reports on these teams as they join us now. But yeah, once again, glad everyone's joining us. I hope you all are having a great night. And we are going to um, get started right now. We are going to be joined by Stella, who's going to be giving us the pregame report on Mountain View.
This is Stella Tai from Arizona State University, reporting for the Varsity Sports Show. We're having a matchup between two great programs in Mesa as Mountain View will host Westwood tonight. The home team was coming off of a lopsided victory last week after beating Desert Ridge 54-0 on their fourth road game of the season. The 27-point second quarter kind of determined the outcome, but it was the Toro's defense that impressed everyone. I mean, usually in such a large deficit game, the leading team would get relaxed a little bit, especially on the defensive side, right? But their defense stayed solid throughout the whole game, not even allowing a slight chance for them to score. I mean, we all know that Mountain View is a great offensive team, and that game was actually just their third highest scoring one among five, as they put up a crazy 65-point game on week 4. But they had allowed at least 20 points in each of their previous 4 games. So this is why the Toros did a great job at their defense, and they must continue working on that. Another spotlight was the performance from the junior quarterback Brady Goodman, who had a season-high 5 touchdowns. We can see how he orchestrated the Toros' offense and controlled the flow of the game successfully. Later tonight will be a great test for Mountain View as they are facing Westwood, who has the same 4-1 record coming into today's matchup. The Warriors might not have as strong offensive power as the Toros, but their defense is pretty solid. I mean, they limited 3 of their last 5 opponents to less than 15 points. When your defense team can make such a great contribution, that put their team in a great position to win, right? This is sure to be a fun matchup as two teams have been doing very well being halfway through the season. This is Stella Tai from Arizona State University, reporting for the Varsity Sports Show.
All right. Well, big thanks to Stella for giving us that pregame report on the Mountain View game. We are now going to transition over to Ray, who's going to be giving us the pregame on Tuscan. So, Ray, how's it going?
Pretty good, Adrian. How are you?
I'm doing great.
Yeah, so tonight we got Catalina Foothills, who has unfortunately been 0-5. Most of their losses haven't been great. I think their best one was probably at the beginning of the season. They lost 28-21, and so they're kind of, still trying to find their footing into this, like halfway through the season. And then on the other side, we have Saguaro. Not to get confused with Saguaro from Phoenix, but yeah, Saguaro down here in Tucson, 3-2, also coming off a loss. But I mean, when we went to go see the team they lost to, Ironwood Ridge, that Ironwood team looked pretty good. So it's going to be pretty interesting to see how one tries to find their footing, I guess, and the other tries to bounce back off a loss.
All right, that's awesome. Are you covering the game tonight?
I'm gonna be sideline reporting, but just like noticing some things like as I've gotten here, it's pretty interesting. Saguaro has they have a TV set up like next to a whiteboard. It looks like they kind of use it to, just like go over like film from the drives like that as they happen. But I don't know. I feel like it's pretty interesting from high school at least. Like we haven't seen that at the games we've been to. I don't know if the other teams have, but yeah, I mean, I think it's gonna be an interesting game for sure.
Yeah, it's awesome to hear. Well, hope you have fun in the game, and thank you for joining us tonight.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, Adrian. Have a good night, man.
You too. All right, so big thank you to Ray who gave us that pregame report. Um, on the Tuscan game. It seems to be a very good matchup. We seem to be getting a lot of good matchups going for us right now. And as we wait for the rest of our guests to join in, sorry. As we wait for the rest of our guests to show up, guess it's good to give a little bit of an intro to myself. So as you know, my name is Adrian. I am currently a third-year journalism major at the University of Florida, and I'm interning. This is my first time interning with the Varsity Sports Show, and I have been absolutely blessed to get the opportunity to host these shows with you guys. A lot of great stuff going on from Arizona, even though I am remote. It has been very cool to see what everyone's been doing. And yeah, it's just been awesome getting to know everyone, all of my team. And yeah, it's been very fun. I wish my football team was a little bit better that I can cover, but, beggars can't be choosers. And, I chose to come to UF, and it's been quite the blessing so far to join you all here. So we're going to start. Actually, we're going to get our we're going to get a post-game report. Actually, I know it's the pregame show, but there are some games that did occur last night. So we're going to be joined now by Quentin. He's going to be giving us the post-game report.
Hey, what's good, Varsity Sports Show? I'm Quentin Presley here at Tolleson Field, where Mesa just took them down on homecoming night, 44-0. Now, with the keys for this game was Rio Arnett just ran all over them, and the rushing game was huge for Mesa. Now, on the defensive side of things, Cameron Williams in the second quarter secured a huge interception, run the end zone, and that was really the momentum changer for the game. Second half, which is all defense for Mesa, and they shut out Tolleson 44-0.
All right, thank you for that, Quentin. He was giving us a post-game report from the games that were happening last night. So not all pregame stuff. Actually, this week we're going to have a little bit less of a guest list because a lot of games in this area did occur last night. If you were tuned into those, some very good games that happened. So to give you guys a little bit of an update on what's going on over here in Gainesville as we wait for our next guest. It's been very interesting with our football team this year. We're 2-2 right now, and people have been expecting a lot more from us, especially with what I think is a very talented roster. But 2-2, big game tomorrow against UCF, so big Florida rivalry going on. UCF has been very good. They are coming off a loss against Colorado, but nonetheless, it was a fantastic game for them early in the year against TCU. Their rushing attack just looks unstoppable. KJ Jefferson is balling out with his new team, former Arkansas transfer too. So this won't be the first time he faces the Gators. But yeah, the Gators are really just going to have to figure out how to stop the run because they have been one of the worst defenses, not even in the SEC, but in all of college football very recently. But yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see how they get to it here tomorrow. And as for that, sorry for the wait for our next guest, but he will be joining us soon. But yeah, this will be very very well worth the wait as we wait for our next guest to join. But yeah, and as for my time here thus far with the Varsity Sports Show, it's been very, very cool being a part of this. I again, like I said, I have the honor of joining everyone here, even from Florida, to cover these games. It has been it's been great to do this. But yeah, I've had a great time covering all these sports, especially football, from out of town. But yeah, it's been very good, very fun. I've learned a lot so far throughout my journey here, and especially getting the experience to host these kinds of shows. It's been very helpful for me. And yeah, I've also had the pleasure of joining the radio show on the Arizona show on Saturday, the radio show, where I got to interview a couple coaches from that area. It was very eye-opening for me. And and yeah, I've just had a great time so far being a part of this. It's also cool because I get to incorporate stuff that's going on from my part of the area of beautiful Gainesville, Florida. And yeah, it's just been such a pleasure as we wait for the guests to join. But yeah, that's my time here at UF. It's been great too. I've gotten a lot of experience with the journalism school, doing a lot of radio and writing. It's been very fun, and yeah, it's just been fantastic overall. And sorry again for the delay. It's also been very difficult this week because a lot of games did occur last night. But yeah, sorry to keep you guys waiting. A lot of good matchups happened last week, actually, for college football. Alabama, Georgia is honestly just one of the greatest games I've ever seen. Those two schools just always go at it with each other. And Ryan Williams so far looks like a stud. He's only 17 years old, which again makes me feel crazy that someone now 3 years younger than me is just killing it over at one of the most prestigious college football programs of all time. But yeah, it's been overall just fantastic to be a part of this. And yeah, with that, that's actually going to be the end of our pregame show. I hope you guys tune in later, not only for Varsity National Live, which will be occurring at 11 p.m. Eastern Time, but also we will be having the Varsity postgame show. We'll be giving you guys the postgame report on these games that occurred. So with that, my name is Adrian Carmona from the Varsity Sports Show. I will see you guys later tonight.